I still remember the day I signed that contract. It looked simple, cold, safe. No emotions, no expectations, no love, just a deal. My name is Zara. I was born into wealth, the kind of life where everything is planned, polished and perfectly controlled. My father built an empire, and from a young age I was trained to protect it. Smile when needed, stay strong, trust no one, especially men, because I had already learned that lesson the hard way. So when my father told me I needed to get married, not for love, but for business stability, I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I didn't even hesitate. I negotiated. That's when he walked into my life. A poor boxer. Rough hands. Quiet eyes. A past no one cared to ask about. His name was Ayan. He wasn't rich. He wasn't powerful. And he definitely didn't belong in my world. But that's exactly why I chose him. No emotions, no attachment, no risk, or at least, that's what I thought. The deal was clear, a contract marriage for 1 year. In return, I would fund his boxing career, give him a life he could never dream of. And he would give me what I needed. A husband with no strings attached. We signed the papers. And just like that, we became husband and wife. Fake smiles, fake vows, fake life. But what I didn't know that day was that this safe decision would become the biggest risk of my life. Because somewhere between the silence of our house and the secrets in his eyes, something began to change. And not in the way I had planned. Living with Ayan was unexpected. He wasn't like the men I had known before. He didn't try to impress me. He didn't chase my approval. In fact, most days he barely spoke. At first it annoyed me. I was used to control, to attention, to people needing me. But Ayan didn't need anything, or so it seemed. Days turned into weeks, and slowly, something shifted. Not in the contract, but in me. I started noticing the little things. How he trained for hours without complaint. How he respected my space without question. How his silence felt safe. And for the first time in years, I let my guard down. I told myself it was harmless. Just temporary. Just part of the act. But deep inside, I knew I was crossing a line. Because I wasn't supposed to feel anything. And yet, I did. Until everything changed. One evening, I came home early from a business meeting. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I walked upstairs. And that's when I heard voices. Ayan's voice. And another man. I stopped. "She trusts you now," the man said. "Good," Ayan replied calmly. "That's exactly what we needed." My heart froze. Needed? "For how long will you keep this act going?" the man asked. "Until everything is transferred," Ayan said. "Then we walk away." Everything transferred? In that moment, it felt like the ground disappeared beneath me. This wasn't just a contract anymore. This was a plan. A betrayal. I walked away before they could see me. My hands were shaking. But my mind was suddenly clear. All this time, I thought I was in control. But I was just a target. And the worst part? I had started to care about him. That night, I didn't cry. I didn't break. Because something inside me hardened. If he thought he was playing me, he had no idea who he was dealing with. The next morning, I smiled like nothing had happened. I made breakfast. I spoke gently. I even asked about his training. Ayan looked at me, confused. Maybe even suspicious. But he said nothing. Good, because neither did I. Instead, I started planning. Quietly, carefully, perfectly. I had spent my entire life learning how to protect my father's empire. Did he really think I wouldn't notice a trap? Over the next few weeks, I gave him exactly what he wanted. Access. Trust. Control. I signed documents, fake ones, transferred assets to accounts I controlled, even introduced him to people who were already working for me. Every step he thought he was winning. He was walking deeper into my game until the final day. The day he thought he would take everything and leave. We were sitting in my office, the same place where our contract had begun. He looked confident, relaxed, victorious. "I think it's time we end this arrangement," he said. I smiled. "Of course," I replied. "But before that, you should check your accounts." He frowned slightly, then pulled out his phone. Seconds passed. Then his expression changed. Confusion, shock, panic. This isn't possible, he muttered. Oh, it is, I said calmly. Every transfer he thought he made was redirected. Every document he signed was meaningless. He hadn't taken anything. He had exposed himself. And the authorities? They were already aware. The man he had been working with, already under investigation. Ayan looked at me, not with anger, but disbelief. You knew? He asked quietly. I stood up. No, I said. I learned. For a moment, silence filled the room. Then I added softly, You were the first person I trusted after a long time. His eyes dropped. And that hurt more than anything. But I didn't let it show. Because some lessons come at a price. And this one? It cost me my heart. As he was taken away, I didn't feel victory. I felt closure. Because in the end, I didn't just protect my world. I found my strength again. And I learned something I'll never forget. Not every poor man is honest. Not every rich woman is cold. But trust, once broken, never returns the same.